Santa, I'll join the Gap-Tooth Army, and I'll make better toys. I'll be about that life, I promise.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas to all!
So when I think of Black fatigue, I think that people are kind of sick of Black people's behavior and excuses for the behavior. And I would say some of the behavior is, this is not all Black people, as I always have to say with these kind of conversations, but I would say these are some of the things that people are fatigued of. Black people committing more crime, a lack of basic decorum, a lack of good faith, at times a lack of work ethic, basic manners, sexual behavior in public, dressing overly provocative, taking advantage of white people's good nature, gaslighting, attitude. I could give stories where personally this has happened to me at work, in sports, in cities, and in friend groups. Somebody said microaggressions. I don't really know what that means, but I think that's kind of just an excuse for poor behavior. So
the original definition, I think that what we're witnessing is the fatigue of just ignorant behavior that all races carry. You know what I'm saying? So I think to just coin it as Black fatigue, like what do we call what white people do? Is what's the word for that? Would it just be called, hey, we're just tired of ignorance, we're just tired of, or is it white fatigue? Like to me, Black fatigue is what it originally means. But it's just funny to hear white people talk about the side effects of what their people have done to people, and then talk about, hey, I don't know what's wrong with them. Like, how do our people have been disrespected when we behaved at our best? When you look into history, when we were getting, when people get, you know what happened to us, all the violent atrocities, the redlining, those people wasn't sagging their pants. Those people wasn't rapping gangster lyrics. Those people were going to church. They was conservative. Their pants was buckled up. They was going to church and all that. And they was blowing them shits up. Mm-hmm. So when I hear white people, the most violent, the most
by far,
the most pillaging people to ever walk the face of this planet, actually call out people who are just showing the side effects of years of mental degradation, social degradation, economic chicanery.
Wait, you just said you didn't like the bad natured and the interrupting and all that, Pearl. Be the example that you want to see in Black people. Shut your ass up and let this man finish his talking point.
You talk. I know you're getting triggered. It's gonna be a long night. Get ready.
I'm not triggered. I thought we could go back and forth.
If you weren't triggered, then why would you interrupt this man? He didn't interrupt you. Nobody interrupted you when you were talking, Pearl. Let this man finish his talking point.
Nobody interrupted you. Get your seatbelt ready. It's gonna be a long night.
Buckle up. Buckle up.
See? Like, you can't even help it. You can't even help it. We ain't even get started yet. See, you ain't never, just get your popcorn ready, baby. But like I was saying, right?
The devil in her is festering. Look at her. Satan, be gone, Satan. Get behind me, Satan. What my grandma used to say, Satan, get behind me.
I was saying, right? Because we got literature. We ain't gonna just talk from just our thoughts. I hope you got some literature on your side, Miss Pearl. Pearl. I hope you got some literature, because I'm not gonna just speak from my thoughts, my opinions. I'm gonna quote from literature. So what I'm saying is, I'm tired of ignorance of all races. But to hear white people go out their way to co-sign this, when most of Black people's issues, whether it be the drug issue, whether it be their issues with relationships, whether it be their issues with economics, whether it be their the hijacking of their arts and the hijacking of putting the negative images as far as music. We don't control media. We don't control the major network.
All of the ailments that he just stated, from the weapons to the drugs to all of that, can be linked back to the United States government intentionally putting that in our people's neighborhoods. All of it. The music industry stuff, there are rappers on record saying that I tried to take this uplifting album, this motivational album, to the record company, and they said, no, we need more, we need more murder. We need more gangster rap. We need more. We're not going to push this. So all of our ailments that he just stated can be linked back to the system of white supremacy. Let's see what Pearl got to say about it.
So for anything black people to do that we do negatively to be broadcasted to the world has to be funded, co-signed, and endorsed by a European. So to hear these same people talk about the things they've done to these people, and then when they have the nerve to show the side effects of that, say, hey, I don't know what they're talking about, just shows you what we're dealing with. So black fatigue is no such thing as black fatigue. It is the fatigue of just ignorance of American culture, and it's eroding black people because we've been attached to most of these atrocities the most. So excuse us for the fact that we don't want to talk to you like we used to. We don't want to be as gracious as we used to, because when our parents was and our grandparents was going to church and saying, yes, master, yes, Paul, yeah, you would blow their heads off. There was a story of a man, and I'm gonna shut up. There's a story of a man, I forgot his name, but there was a story. I could tell you about what happened in my job today. But there was a story of a man, I think his name was Booker, I forgot his last name. This was in the 50s, not that long ago. So let's not act like history don't matter, because we celebrate 4th of July every year. We celebrate past the Civil War, and 7 years ago, Ulysses Grant, all these old forefathers, we acknowledge them every year. So the history means a whole lot to this country. He worked at a restaurant for white people, and he said, hey, I try to do my best. I be nice. They call me the N-word. They talk to me crazy. I'm just trying to take care of my kids.
I know who he's talking about. There's a movie on YouTube. It's about like desegregation or something. And in the beginning, there's a black man. He's standing. He's a restaurateur, and he owns the restaurant. And like they said, shortly after that documentary, white men came in and took that man's life.
At nighttime, I got my own restaurant, and I work it myself. So this man works for white people in the daytime, Mississippi, and at nighttime, he works at his own restaurant. So at that time, black people, we don't have, even now, but in the 50s, you think, who owns cameras? Who owns media networks? So we don't. So even the people who interviewed him was white. But guess what happened to that man? They killed him days later, just because he had the nerve to tell white people who asked him, well, how white people treat you, just for him to get killed by white people. So I don't want to hear no white person talk about black fatigue. Now, if you want to talk about the degradation of America, you want to talk about the lack of literacy in youth, you want to talk about just drugs in general, immoral culture of Western culture, I'm all for that. But don't blame it on black people, because we're only doing what was done to us.
Again, I would say even in that interaction, I was very polite to you, where you automatically assumed the worst. So that kind of.
So she just forgot that she tried to cut him off. Like, she just gonna completely disregard that. The gaslighting, bad faith, all the stuff that she complains that we do, she's literally doing it.
That kind of reiterates what I was talking about. The next argument I'm going to go through. So I'm going to,
No, but what did I assume?
I'm going to keep going. That's going to be gaslighting right there. So gaslight. Okay. Pretend you weren't doing what you did, which is totally fine. I'm a big girl. I can handle it. But
no, you
can't.
An
example of the black fatigue. Then you're saying you're blaming it on history. I just think that goes back to white people are kind of tired of hearing excuses.
Of course you are.
Yeah, and it just.
Of course you are, but why wouldn't you be tired of it?
As an adult, you are responsible for your own behavior. So if you do something rude, or if you commit a crime, you are responsible. Nobody else is responsible for it.
Absolutely. But that's not a black crime. It's not a black issue.
White people commit more crime in this country than black people. So let's if we're gonna speak facts.
And not only in this country, but internationally, worldwide, y'all are the holders of the crime. When Satan come and take his children, y'all going. What? Y'all are going. All right. I don't know what she think.
Let's really stop talk statistics and stop just saying out anything, because like Illa said, you're just
black men are
you're not really spewing out any facts.
Black men are
over 50%. No.
Black men are 20 times more violent than white men.
That's what I'm saying.
Really?
You're showing.
Black men are 20 times more violent than white men, are we? Man. So we got a history of just going into schools and lighting them up when we get angry. You know, one of the number one reasons they be saying that these dudes be going into schools and lighting them up is because they grew up without a father in the home. Well, y'all love to claim black people are the fatherless ones, right? We all grew up without dads. Me, myself included. I grew up without a father. But we are very underrepresented when it comes to school pew-pews. You dig? So that should tell you something, Pearl. We don't got a history of that. We don't got a history of dropping bombs that leave nothing but the people's shadows outlined on the pavement. We ain't got a history of that. Ukraine and Russia right now, those ain't black people, Pearl. You know? Israel and Palestine right now, those ain't black people, Pearl. Those is y'all. It's all y'all. When y'all not fighting us, y'all fighting each other.
Hold on.
She said the interruptions. She shouldn't start interrupting people because we weren't interrupting nobody. But you want to interrupt, so now you flowing off the flow of the flow, which is what they do in real life. Go off the flow of everything.
Hold on.
She throwing up racist talking points.
Hold on. Let's just do one at a time.
Felonies. 51% of arrests for murder in 2019 were black. Black women are 7% of the population, 39% of abortions. Felony conviction rate for black individuals is 61%. Black people are 13% of the population, but are incarcerated 38% of the time. 48% of black adults are obese. 54% of black women are obese. 1 in 4 black children born in 1990 had an imprisoned parent by age 14. Yeah, so if you want facts, there are some facts. Go ahead.
I would like to know, how do you quantify black men being more violent? I think that there's statistics, but how do you go and measure that? Like, without just the numbers, how do we go through our daily lives and observing just reality that black men, just by default, just by being black, are more violent than all other males walking around? How do we quantify that?
I would say, number one, the data reflects it. And also my real lived experience. I would say that is what I have seen.
So when you was taking that black wang, you know, when you was dating black men, were they more violent then? When you were getting consultations from black men, were we more violent then? When you flew to England and black men were defending you against the black Americans that were letting them know over there that you were racist, and they were defending you, were they more violent then, Pearl? Is that what your lived experience told you? Really?
In real life, so.
I haven't seen a black man be violent in my years of experience. So what are we talking about?
Okay.
It's 43 million black Americans that live here. So your statistics are flawed, like all of the rest of YT statistics.
How are they flawed?
Because statistically, black men are not more violent than white men. It's just not a stated fact.
It's observably not true, right?
Where are your facts?
They literally colonized an entire civilization. White men are inherently violent, right? That's why we have all of this school stuff going on. We're not doing that.
Do you feel safer in a white neighborhood or a black neighborhood?
I feel more safe in a black neighborhood.
Low key?
That's why I live.
High key? I feel safer in a black neighborhood. I might have to deal with some petty crime here and there. You know what I'm saying? If I leave my car, I leave my car unlocked all the time. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I live in a black neighborhood. I feel safe here. If I were to up and move to an all-white neighborhood, I don't know y'all. I don't know which one of y'all. Like, I might mess around and find a dead squirrel in my mailbox or something messing with y'all. Like, I know enough of y'all to know that I don't need to be the only one living amongst y'all. I know that for sure. I feel safe in a black neighborhood. We good in the hood. Straight up. If it's a neighborhood of white affluence or a neighborhood of black affluence, give me the black neighborhood all day. If it's a ghetto white neighborhood or a ghetto black neighborhood, give me the ghetto black neighborhood all day. Put me in the hood. Don't put me in the trailer park with the meth heads. I'm safe in the hood. We got a community in the hood.
God help you.
Yeah, I do. I don't feel safe around white people. Like, I'm scared of you right now.
Legit.
I'm afraid. Because it's because of the white fatigue. Because, and to answer JR's question, I believe that Black fatigue is the original answer. And I believe that they tried to flip it, just like they tried to crowbar their way into using the N-word by trying to tell people that that's okay because they now want to say it. No, it's for us and it's by us. Y'all can't say that either. And y'all can't try to hijack a term that the professor wrote a book about it. You know what I'm saying? So it just goes to show the colonizer mindset that you guys have in your brain. It's literally disgusting.
You see that little fake sarcastic laugh she doing? That's the devil inside of us stirring up. Get it out you, Satan. Look, holy water. Satan. Get it out you.
And it's sickening, right? It's like almost like a mental.
It's coming out of Twitter.
There's no way that y'all just really came in and hijacked this term in an effort to humiliate or talk down on Black people. When you pull up those statistics, do you know that Black people patent over 50,000 inventions in this country? Do you know that we built institutions? We actually built this country from scratch.
No,
so when you bringing up statistics,
what institutions did you?
Let them finish talking.
We know our history. We know who we are. We know our history, and we know we've been here, and we still here. Like 47% of Black Americans live in the middle class. So that little small degenerate class of people that you like to brag about and y'all like to put on the forefront, we don't like them either. They get shunned by us too. So this whole concept of Black fatigue doesn't really exist. Like Illa said, it doesn't exist. That's just a people fatigue.
But you can't tell people how to. You can't tell
like any of those things.
Why are you interrupting, Pearl? Shut your goddamn ass up. I get double D over here and get your ass in line.
So,
if you can't tell people.
Hold on.
We live under a system of white supremacy right now. We live under a system of white supremacy.
And that's the end of that one, man. Shout out to the Lapeef Network. Dope conversations, dope interactions, and good content, man. Make sure y'all go over there, hit that like button. I'm gonna drop the link in the description box so y'all can go over there on y'all own and check them out, man. But how do y'all feel about that one, man? Y'all feel like they were making good points in that one? Do y'all feel like Pearl had any good points with her Black fatigue rhetoric, or do you feel like she's just basically doing the female Nick Fuentes? Because honestly, man, that's how I feel. This whole conversation, we already checked out a couple of other videos from her. It just seems like shout out to Bo. Bo called her out on it. You grifting. Once you couldn't use Black people for one way, you decided to turn your back on them and get your money off of them another way. That's really all this is. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all in this one, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it down in the comment section. That's all I got for y'all in this one. Be sure to check me out on the next one. Don't forget to like the video on your way out. Comment down in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Road to 10K. We on the way. And until next time, gang, you know the name. It's Transition representing Gap Tooth Gains. Oh, yeah. And don't forget, life isn't about making it from point A to point B. Life is about living in between the gaps. Peace out.
Steady cash getting why they heavy hash twisting. Lane sippers and mean strippers who just all up at the green and it means just fast living. And I'm not one to judge cause I've been off that mud double cup with no fucks when I pass limits. And who don't like the smoke and get gone off a cone but it would not get blown unless gas in it. Hold up, we bout to roll up. I got some smoke, keep you up like it's Folgers. Rookies try to hit the cookie, fuck around and throw up. So we drop the hottest pen verse and it blow up. But we got some recognition from a nigga, so what? We be walking down the street, get beeps like they know us. Now bitches in the sheets, but the freak on the meat skis keep ready feet. Hell yeah, make them toast. You know what? I go nuts, we get them steady focused. Probably from the bomb ass fly with no lotus. I can't even think how many trees we done smoked up. Whatever the number gonna fuss, you'll need a tow truck. Getting shit across the seas with ease, put a boat up. That's no lie, baby girl, no joking. Shorty said she can't swim, I'm behind the back stroking. Do it for the love of buzz, stuff a blunt, make it swell and make your fucking chest open.